Friends, I really greatest Siddhi here I see Dr. Spiegelberg and next Dr. Murphy and his wife Sarah and you. Don't you think this is greatest Siddhi? Siddhis are a student decides, a person came before a yogi. He wanted to test him. He took a bird in his hand, B-I-R-D, bird, because I don't believe my pronunciation. So he decided that let me ask what type of siddhi he has. He decided I will ask him, is this bird alive or dead? If yogi tell it is dead, then I will release, bird will fly up. And I will prove him that you are wrong. And if he tells that it is alive, then I will crush and make it dead. So he went before yogi and asked yogi, you are master of siddhi, I want to ask you, please tell me, this bird is alive or dead? Yogi told, sir, whatever it is in your hand. Siddhi we have, siddhis are the experience and they depend on you. Grace of God open to everybody, but only those who experience, they register, others do not. There are 8 types of siddhi: anima, mahima, garima, labhima, prapti, yatra kama vasayitto, ishutto, vasitto. Our friend Dr. Murphy mentioned 2 types of siddhi, and my habit is not to change the topic, continue the same. So a student asked his guru, what are the greatest siddhi? He mentioned only 3. The greatest siddhi is that he took mustard seed. If I can change this mustard seed into total universe of sun, moon and star, this is one siddhi. And if I take the total universe of sun, moon and star, it change back into the mustard seed, this is another siddhi, anima, mahima. And third siddhi he asked, if I take mustard seed, and blow it out, disappear completely into nothingness, that is another siddhi. Now watch this siddhi. I was playing radio in my house in India. I'm coming from village, there are no radios. Nowadays there are. But in 1963 it was a great joke. Oh, there was great rush. They came to see radio. A gentleman got up, he told after 2 hours, sir, take her out and give some refreshment. I asked, what do you mind to get her out? He thought there was a lady sitting in the radio and playing a record. I said, no, there is no lady. No, people, you go to America, Ireland, England to learn all these things and to change the lady into a screw. And that screw is tightened. Please take her out. And I told her, program coming from New Delhi, from England, BBC, from America. For him it is very difficult to understand program coming from America and London. For him it is easy. There is a lady, and the lady I have learned from Americans to change into a screw and put there. See? This gives you a chance. How many people among us understand? Program is present everywhere, but in radio and television, it seems within. Is program within alone? No. Program present everywhere, but we see from within alone. Spirit present everywhere, but we feel only here. Are we not like that old primitive man? I am asking you, think. Now listen my primitive story. I came in 1955 in London. In those days there was not television in India. Now they have in big cities for a few hours alone. Bombay, Calcutta, Delhi and Madras, that's all. So I attended television, there was lecture of health minister and I am doctor. So I raised hand to ask question. One Indian doctor asked, "Take arm down, please don't ask anything." I said, "No, I will not ask any silly question. I take swear God." Very wise question. And the doctor came, "Please, for God's sake, take it down." Then other doctor heard, "What do you want?" I said, "I want to ask a question, this health minister." He told, "There is nobody." I said, "Then we are wasting time." Nobody there. This is Siddhi. The man is not there. Still seemingly he is there. See? Is there man? You had just now, a few days ago, dialogue between President Ford and Magna Carta. What was another name? Something like that. So, but believe, were they there in the television? No. Program present everywhere. And their picture in television, it can talk, but it cannot register any question. Body is the cosmic television in which your picture is sitting, but you are not. If you have any problem, then you have to come out beyond. That is another siddhi. So, greatest siddhi is where? As topic is achievement of yoga and dangers. Well, let me put achievement of eating meal and its dangers, achievement of flying up and their dangers, achievement of religions and their dangers, achievement of driving car and their dangers. Is there anything without danger? Think seriously. Achievement of driving car and danger of driving car, accident. Achievement of flying up and danger, accident, you are no more. In everything there is achievement, also there is a danger. They depend on us. A student asked his guru that, "Guruji, I am hearing a lot about siddhis. And greatest siddhi you told is enlightenment. Will you please let me know, was Lord Buddha enlightened?" Guru told, no, I don't think so. Was Nagasena enlightened? No, I don't think so. Was Lord Krishna enlightened? I don't think so, sir. Was Lord Rama enlightened? I don't think so. Was Christ enlightened? I don't think so. Was anybody enlightened? I don't think so. Was anybody enlightened in the total past? I don't think so. Is anybody enlightened in the present? I don't think so. Will anybody enlightened in the future? I don't think so. Then, sir, who is enlightened? Feel that is the thing. He gives answer, I am. I am. The greatest siddhi comes here. I am. The greatest achievement of yoga is to discover this real I. Yoga is not to be united, it is to be experienced. And siddhis are like shadow. Lord Patanjali described, te samadhau, te vitthane siddhaya, samadhau upsarga, in 3rd chapter of Vibhutipad, that all siddhis are very good, pleasant in entertainment when mind is disturbed. But when mind is reaching in the state of samadhi, cosmic form, they are the greatest obstacles. Be careful. Siddhi should be transformed in peaceful purpose. Atom bomb was a siddhi, but when dropped in Hiroshima, Einstein remained 3 days crazy. Because he realized that my siddhi, atomic energy, was misused. The moment you misuse siddhi, that is danger. But for peaceful purpose, siddhi can be used. A gentleman was very great writer. People know, I will not tell name, it becomes attack. He did not know English properly. He translated into English book. He did not know Sanskrit. He translated Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata into English. He did not know any art. There were artistic pictures. One day he raised hand in conference, Dr. Mishra, why do not have siddhis and miracles of God now? I said, sir, I cannot answer this question to you in open conference. He told, no, you have to answer here. I said, then you promise that you will not be angry. He promised, I will not be angry. I want to know why miracles are not going on nowadays. I said, listen carefully. I'm sorry to tell you. Do you know English properly? Do you know Sanskrit language properly? Do you know art? You know nothing, and you translated Ramayana, Gita, in pictures, in English. Don't you think it is greatest miracle? He became first, my enemy number one. See? We talk, still we don't know who is talking. We see, still we don't know who is seeing. We walk, still we don't know who is walking. Now I will take one experimentation with you just before we end, because 10 minutes is my time and 1 minute is left. And I have to limit within my time. Now relax your body. This siddhi has to come from you, not from me. Relax your body completely. And I request you, forget everything, whatever you heard just now. You are going to experience some siddhi. Just relax. And take your hand up. Take your hand, shake them a little bit. And rub them till they become hot. Rub till they become hot. Okay, now you keep them, relax. And move back and forth. And try to feel the waves of energy. The waves of energy from right palm into the left. Relax your palm like a lotus flower. The waves of energy. No matter how far away you keep your palm, electrical waves knows no difference. Telephone from here to San Francisco or from here to Hawaii. The waves of energy and the resistance of ocean of energy. Let me ask you, how many of you could experience? Raise your hand up, please, so I could know. Don't you think it is siddhi? 2 finger up and take your eyeglasses off. 2 finger up. Those people who have contact lens, please do not take part in this exercise. Those friends have contact lens inside, please do not take part. Relax your finger, move them. Just slowly relax. And tell your mind, I want to see siddhi, sun and moon and stars shining within my own ethereal body. And bring your fingers, place on your eyeball, and slowly push your eyeball within your brain. And continue to tell your mind, please bring sun and moon and star. Continue to press your eyeball in and in. But do not hurt your eyes. Press in and in, and continue to tell, please bring light, bring color, bring sun and moon, star my own. I want to experience my siddhi. Gentle and progressive pressure. Push your eyeball within your brain. Continue, please. Wait and continue. And tightly close your lips together. Your lips together. This is very serious matter. Continue with gentle and progressive pressure. Now slowly release pressure, not all of a sudden. Very slowly. Very slowly. Take your fingers off. Open your eyes. Let me ask you, how many of you could experience vibration of light within? Raise your hand up. Please hand up those who have seen. How many of you could experience shining like sun, moon and star? Hand up. Wonderful. What siddhi you want more? Good morning. This was your siddhi.
Before I ask you to ask your question, I want to announce Dekhet Laub's lectures here Wednesday evenings, October 13, 2027, November 10th and 17th, with his wonderful slides of Bhutan and Tibetan monasteries all around the area in the Himalayas. I've seen these slides in Zurich, and I can tell you it's quite an experience. Wonderful pictures of the people and of the gods and of the places. Professor of his recently co-authored the book Myths with Joseph Campbell in this area, among his innumerable other publications, has recently produced Secret Revelations of Tibetan Tankas and the Heritage of Tibet. October 13th, here in this room, his slide on revelation of spiritual levels in Tibetan religious art, followed on October 20th by symbols as a living reality in Tibetan art, and so on. Pick up such a folder here, such an announcement, and as you go out later on. Now it's open to your questions.
I'd like to ask Dr. Mishra about lifestyle changes that you have to make, let's say, when you pursue Tibetan yoga. Coffee or smoking, drinking or smoking marijuana, do they affect the quality of the meditation?
I think your friend heard he's asking certain drugs like marijuana or coffee or tea or anything like that, do they affect? Not at all. Nothing is born on this earth which can make in defect or affect or difference or modification in our true nature. They affect our mind. They affect our chemicals, that is definitely sure. But they do not make any change in our inner nature, because it is not really following any method. Yoga is not, in the sense, yoga is not claiming to give you God or anything. God is not product of any practice. Only yoga claims to purify mind and to see the true movement of nature. And moon is fully facing the sun, there is a full light. Moon does not create full light, full moon. So the more it is experience in the language of Krishnamurti, experience of that which is. The yoga means, yoga we are not going to create yoga, it is already. There is a one soul reflecting like a television picture. There is a one soul, one program reflecting in various televisions. Now television, some television are 50 cents, some $50, some $5,000, that type program. So it is the experience of union rather than following anything, nothing to follow. Because the moment to follow, you are not practicing yoga. No, it is not to follow anything. It is just to follow that which is. In other words, it is to drop away everything and experiencing the vibration cosmic, light. What light? Expansion of mustard seed into cosmos and contraction of cosmos back into mustard seed. That when you can experience, you realize that your body is the television. You are not. No doubt, by television defect, programs seem to be modified. When your television is wrong thing, flickering light, but program is not affected, but seemingly it is. But truly it is not. If this gives you some answer? Yes.
Two questions. And the first question is multiple comments. There was a classical example in history in the 40s of Mr. Gandhi in India and Adolf Hitler in Germany. And we know it's well documented that Gandhi has spoken for himself as being a vegetarian, and there has been interest in astrology in India for a long time and so forth. And we know that it's documented that Hitler also was a vegetarian and practiced sexual abstaining. I think Gandhi did this too. So we have parallels, but we have two men in very powerful positions. One is assassinated in India, and the other one was suicide in Germany. Now, would you have any comments about the cities and the men that I have spoken about, or any thoughts that come to your mind that you share with us?
Dr. Murphy will answer.
That's the first question. I know what to do.
You meant to me, you You are forcing me to open my tongue. Understand first thing, whole universe is vegetarian. Nobody is meat eater in this world. Some are first-hand vegetarians, some are second. Vegetables are born out of earth. You eat vegetables, you are first-hand. Animals eat vegetable, and if you eat animal, you are second-hand vegetarian. So all are vegetarians. It is not the vegetarianism which is the answer. I have the same opinion what you have, and I tell in my lectures that God never judges a man by action, never. For example, killing is sin and immoral and illegal, but our whole military department is trained for killing. If killing is sin, then why there should be military? It is not the killing which is bad and illegal, immoral. No, it is the motive. Why you kill? Why you kill? If you kill one person to protect total nation, killing is allowed. You must kill that wicked person going to destroy. So, motive. Mahatma Gandhi, due to him also, million and million people were slaughtered in India. And due to Hitler also here. If we count killing, then both have the same. But Mahatma Gandhi's motive was non-violence, passive resistance, and to purify one's own self. And his idea was, he always told that my purpose is not to remove British from India and to give that chair to Indians. My purpose is democracy. If they want, let them come here by proper election. If Indians do the same thing of what British people are doing, then I will continue my fighting against Indian, Mahatma Gandhi. And Hitler's purpose was, he was telling openly that I will destroy British Empire from this world. And he destroyed. His motive was violence. Mahatma Gandhi's motive was non-violence. Therefore, one is sent. Vegetarianism does not help too much, it is a means. Many people tell that I am vegetarian because I don't want to kill life. I tell it is absolutely wrong. We cannot live without eating life. Is vegetables do not have life? On the contrary, vegetarians are those who are eating nothing but life and living life. And meat eaters are those who are eating dead life. If you kill animal, he is dead. Vegetable you cut, put into water seed, put into water, it continues to grow. Therefore, we are eating life, vegetarians, and meat eaters are eating second-hand life. Therefore, vegetarianism only helps if it is a means, not the end. Means is to obtain this truth, which we describe in Siddhi. If we don't obtain truth, then vegetarianism makes a man first-class neurotic. Believe me. First-class neurotic. Meat eaters are far better. Vegetarianism, I am vegetarian. So much. If people ask what God is he vegetarian or non-vegetarian? God is neither vegetarian nor non-vegetarian. Do you know what he is? He is egotarian. Egotarian. He eats ego. Nation by British Empire when developed ego, swallowed up by God. Germany when developed ego, Hitler swallowed up by God. A man who developed ego, that is the food of God. Any person. So let us not develop ego, because God is not vegetarian, neither meat eater. He is egotarian. We should be careful. See.
Wait, excuse me, there was a second question.
Yes, sir.
The second question has to do with recent findings by R.D. Wasson, who I'm sure you're familiar with, the microbiologist who's been doing the research in the Mosfet zone of Oaxaca. Oaxaca was the research of the city of mushrooms. And he's proposing a thesis that the Rig Vedas, which refer to in Singh the incantations for the soma, there might be a relationship of soma to mushrooms. And it was soma might be to mushrooms. That's soma anticipation. But my point is this, that under the compassion of the demushroom state, one can experience microscopic and macroscopic vision. And I'm wondering, in the discipline of yoga, in your synthesis, is there a place for hallucinogenic plants that feed in unusual states of consciousness, which may be helpful?
Well, I'd like to hear his answer to this. I'd like to hear all his answers. Anything. But it certainly happens. I mean, it's...
when fourth chapter of yoga begins, first sutra begins from this. Janma, Aushadhi, Mantra, Tapaha, Samadhija, Siddhaya. The method of obtaining siddhi are given Janma. Some people are born with perfection, naturally, like Satya Sai Baba. He has no training, he move hand and you take a ring. And if you don't believe, go and obtain one ring for you, but don't marry him. He has natural siddhi. Janma, Aushadhi, drug. There are certain drugs from the olden time. They have given perfection. I am not recommending anybody drugs because these are illegal, but differently I am recommending government, they should be on prescription from medical purpose. They should be given to help mankind.
Dr. Mishra, would you define what you mean by drug?
Drug I am meaning by psychedelic drug only.
In your culture?
Yeah, in my culture, definitely. And among these, Somaba, still in India, in many provinces, in my state, I am coming called Aryan land, United Province. It was the center of Aryan land. Still all prime ministers are coming from the same state. So Aryan land is famous for their openness. In my state, freely, everything available in market you purchase. If you have no time, prepared glass is available in my city, Banaras. Take one glass and go and swim nicely, and you feel, you know, one gentleman has a glass, and he was moving this way, and he forgot everything. He left his bed, posture, he was sitting there and telling, who am I? Who am I? Telling, if I am the man of cosmic vision, then I am present everywhere. If I am that most miserable creature which was here, then am I still that Mr. So-and-so. Those drugs give that type of experience, that is sure. But these drugs sometimes becomes a crutch. Crutch means they stop your progress completely. To testify, sometimes if you take, then it is good. But if man is taking to depend on them, then it is not good. But perfection through drugs is written in the fourth chapter, first formula of Lord Patanjali. You can see my book there if I am telling something different. These drugs were, and among them Soma, which you are describing, it is not available nowadays because the property is Soma goes according to moon wave, digits of moon, phases. When moon is full, Soma has full leaves, 15. When moon is coming down, every day one leaf is dropped. That was the Soma. But Soma was symbolic. Pituitary gland is called Soma Mandala. Pituitary gland. And you can secret the gland of the hormones in my book, Fundamentals of Yoga. I have given one chapter over hormones, very brief, not any too detailed, but like a content, that this is real Soma, and to take the Soma of this, Soma name of plant was given. But plant is missing, but real Soma is not missing. That is here. And that Soma by practice can be triggered. And after triggering, you can have the same way, because body, according to moon where it goes, full moon, then that way. This is the Soma plant. Janma, Aushadhi, Mantra. There are many siddhis coming by repetition of mantra. Tapa, many siddhis coming disciplined by tapasya and samadhi. But Patanjali described that among all these siddhis, the siddhi which comes through samadhi is very natural and like shadow, it follows you. But other siddhi you follow after that. That is the difference.
Not only drugs can stop progress, but any kind of achievement can. There are many examples from various religions that too much indulging in some kind of a higher state may prevent you from growing further.
Perfectly
Sri
right.
Aurobindo once said, Nirvana, Nirvana, they say. Well, it seems to me that several times in the course of my elementary yoga exercise, I run into Nirvana, or shall I say, Nirvana runs into me. But I've never considered that as an end an ultimate state, but as a jumping board for new progress. There was a hand.
Yes, I wanted to ask whether anyone would like to comment on the dangers of yoga. I don't believe that was discussed to an extent, and it was part of the...
I will request Dr. Murphy to answer.
Well, I think we've all said something here about it. This excessive spirit, getting ahead of yourself. One of the things we saw all through the 60s, I think, with the drugs, is that, in a sense, people, many of us, I think, got ahead of ourselves. We had a kind of experience that was produced a kind of enchantment, and then many people I knew, and I've done this myself, try to keep imitating that experience. Aurobindo, again, quote him, said in one of his letters, it was a famous letter, said, never try to have the same experience twice. If the siddhi comes in the wake of samadhi, it will follow you. Letters, it was a famous letter, said, never try to have the same experience twice. If the siddhi comes in the wake of samadhi, it will follow you. But I think that kind of striving after that same experience and striving to have it again and again, rather than letting it emerge. This is what my studies have led me around to more and more, is that there must be some right unfoldment of this inner structure, this inner person. But that if you get attached to a particular aspect of it, get enchanted by it, it feels so good. It brings us so much more than our ordinary experience. Then that blocks the other things that are trying to emerge. So I think that's what Aurobindo meant, not trying to have the same experience over and over again.
Assagioli used to say, be careful where you have your transpersonal experiences. If you have it in a church, you'll become a devout Catholic. If you have it on a mountaintop, you're going to become an ecologist. If you have it in the street, you're going to find yourself walking back and forth on the streets a lot. That's the same thing. Attachment to the form of it and not to it.
One of the marvelous statement on this, to read again, is William James's Varieties of Religious Experience, where he uses the idea of overbelief. That I don't know how many people here have read that, but it's a tremendous thing. For me, it's many readings. But the notion that the belief, but read it with new eyes. That the notion that he defined overbelief as believing too much from the experience, and that the typical thing that happens is a person is be careful where you have your experience. If you have it in the context of a particular set of beliefs, many people tend then to hold those beliefs, with double intensity. So that's a danger, I think, of the siddhis, is the belief system that gets swallowed along with the experience.
Let me add you something to Dr. Murphy's statement. A student asked his guru, what is the difference between man and God? He tells difference is, man is he who always depends on his experiences. Experience is the product of senses. Seeing, you can see through microscope very big thing, but still you need your eyes. See? So it is the sense product still. Man is he who depends on his experiences, and experiences are the product of the senses. Might be microscopic vision. And God is he who lives beyond experiences. Means, if you can see without mind, without eyes, you can hear without ear, and can smell without nose, can you walk without feet, that is Godhead. Nothing is so surprising really as a misunderstanding about this siddhi. I was in military hospital. No doubt this was not dressed that time. Nowadays I am monk. I was doctor, but stick was with me. 5 days lady housekeeper did not come in my apartment to clean. It was Queen Mary Veterans Military Hospital, Montreal. I thought might be color prejudice, but there were many Negro doctors. There she was going. I watched. I called her, dear, you don't come to my apartment. What is the reason? She told me, yes, I will never come. I said, why? Are you not yogi? I said, yes. Yogi, I heard they keep serpent, and I cannot come in your room. She thought I was keeping serpent. She saw my stick. A husband asked his wife, where are you going daily? I am going to attend Dr. Mishra's program. What does he teach? He teaches yoga. I heard a lot about yoga, but this is business. Tell me, please. She told, well, she took shortcut. Head down, legs up, and few vegetables. Finish. What a first-class misunderstanding. A gentleman lady invited me in the club to deliver lecture on yoga. She was artist, so she announced on radio, Dr. Mishra is going to speak on the art of yoga. The radio lady took shortcut. She took Dr. Mishra is going to speak on yoga art. And he thought I was telling how to make yoga. When lecture was over, lady told, sir, you did not touch the topic. I said, what was the topic? The yoga art. Okay, dear.
I have recently begun getting massage, and one of the people whom I was massaging appeared to be asleep, and the instructor said, "You isn't asleep, he's in another state of consciousness," and that's all I was told. I wonder if you could comment on two parts. First, what was going on, do you think? And secondly, in relation to your experience with the running and the healing experience, are there parallels in the area of massage?
Are there parallels in the
Between
area
massage
of
and
massage?
Well, for me, they both feel very good. Yeah. I don't know how to answer the first one about the person was unconscious. I mean, people have gone unconscious on the massage tables at Esalen, so I hate to give any advice on that. I mean, a good masseur knows what's going on. I mean, it's hard to say. There's so much to say. I mean, the comparisons between that and running. For me, running has been, very like massage. It's been Suki, help me out with this, will you? It's
Different uses of the body movement.
different, yeah. Plato said there are three kinds of exercises. Massage is the worst, he said, and running was the best.
What's the middle?
I forget. No, actually, what he said was riding horseback was the worst. Riding horseback. Yeah, being carried around was the worst. Massage was what connections can I make between running and massage? Actually, I've never thought about it. The healing part. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing's coming to me. Have you got any ideas?
Let me tell you, for the last 2 years, I'm getting frequent heart attacks. And they became very interesting experience regarding massage. I have habit to take massage, wrestler style, from my life, childhood. And I got opportunity to become doctor in stadium. And I have to examine all wrestlers, and I have to permit them they should go or not. And their condition they have to give me first massage. And really massage, such a thing you go, and since the last 2 years, I live on massage. And I have many my students, and I have claimed that many psychiatric conditions originate due to different defective chemicals in the body, and they can be removed easily by massage. No doubt man goes into sleep. I went many times sleep. Yesterday my student gave me massage, I was in perfect sleep. Many people go, they make even the sound. You can see they are sleeping. Now I am asking every one of you, pay attention. Now you told two things, that you have doubt he is sleeping, or he is in another state of consciousness. Now think, does soul sleep any time? Soul never sleep. Soul never eat. Self, early morning you get up, you tell, I saw no dream. If this I was sleeping, then how it can tell I saw no dream? If you tell in that room there is nobody, then it means you are alert. So soul never sleep. By this healing method, who is sleeping? Mind and body. So they both are correct. He tells no sleep, he is also correct. And you tell sleep, that is also correct. Body, mind go into sleep. And consciousness is into another state. Difference between true sleep and this sleep is this, that this is created sleep by you, and this is healing. And that sleep in which night time you sleep, that is also healing. But that is natural. That is natural healing, night time you sleep. But massage is given, that is the healing from others into you. So it is both things are correct, that body and mind are sleeping. And soul is going into another state. What is the difference? Difference is only created and natural. During sleep, naturally you are sleeping, there also is healing in deep sleep. And here you have created, you have helped the patient. My students are helping me to sleep, and I feel. And nearly, practically every week, some expert masseur comes and they give me such a massage that really I go into sleep, and I come out and there is a healing effect, cannot be denied. And somebody is sleeping, that also I cannot deny. Who is sleeping? Body, mind and senses. Who is gone into another state? Consciousness. Definitely gone into another state. So in my opinion, my answer is not final, but what I experience, that both statements are absolutely correct. There is no doubt. I will write a letter to Dr. Murphy and send a patient to him.
And I'll send it back.
Very complicated. As long as in psychotherapy this question comes, psychoanalysis, what type of patient you can take for psychotherapy? A man who is coming in a state jacket, 10 people are controlling, can you give him that time psychoanalysis, psychotherapy? Not at all. First, patient must know goal orientation and knowledge of the problem, what problem is. In state hospital and military hospital, different type of problems. State hospital, I ask patient, what is your problem? He tell, I don't know, I have no problem. Then why you are here? They ask my wife, I don't know. How you can have? In military hospital, what is your problem? They different answer. Doctor, you don't know what is my problem? I am crazy. Do you know why they tell I am crazy? They should be discharged and get pension from government fund whole life. They want to be crazy. And here crazy want declare not crazy. It's a different type of problem. So it takes very hard time. It is not easy job. Not only for you. So when patient come like this, I will refer either to Dr. Spiegelberg to get his experience or to Dr. Murphy. And I will keep my hands off.
theology, the physiological level, the psychological level, the emotional level. I would like to really take a little bit of the board, you take a little bit of that. Because I think massage is one of the most unique experiences ever.
Certain things should not be defamed with words.
But I must disqualify myself since I've never had a massage.
Abe Be careful with the place, you might get one. Abe Maslow had a massage and ran up, which in itself was a feat for the bathroom, at Esalen and said, "My God, I have a mind, I have a body." You have no idea. I think it's presumptuous to try to explain what happens to people when they massage or what goes on.
Massage is like poetry.
It's art. I personally hate being touched.
Well, you must understand that this is, massage is like that yogi's answer, it is what you mean. Massage also is another name of hidden prostitution. You must understand that also, it is another name of hidden prostitution. You can stimulate all sensations in the body on the name of massage. And this type of massage going on 60% everywhere. In Bombay I have seen, they call the shampoo word is Indian word. They call champi. Champi in Bombay. Anyway, champi. So all like champi. So they give you massage. In such a way, you have to fall into sleep. Challenge. Very expert hand. You fall into sleep and one hand rub there, one hand into your pocket and take your money back and they disappear. They don't know. So for him, massage is to rob you. To pickpocketing massage, a boy wants to love a girl, he does not know how to approach. He goes, "Dear, darling, I want to give you massage." And after massage, I don't want to discuss further, what happens. So physiological definitely sensation, psychological sensation, also massage is healing. I have got few students, really challenging. Once they give me massage, I have to go into automatically meditation. It is the mutual sensation. Anybody has sexual stimulation will affect the other party. So keep away. A man of massage must be first pure, meditate, and must be egoless, and then should touch other party. Otherwise, there is nothing dangerous in the world than to have a massage from any person, and especially in private. Massage is so I told you, massage is what you mean. It is psychological, it is physical, it is prostitution, it is robbing, it is stealing, and it is killing. Many people under massage go that way. They rob, and if you fight, they kill you. I have seen that experience.
He wants more. He wants to know more.
There's a very close parallel between massaging somebody and lecturing to somebody. Because we are massaging the souls of people. We are sitting there hopelessly delivered to our movements, and they have to follow the mind.
Politicians also give massage, political massage, lecture on platform rostrum.
It's the way to kill someone.
That's right.
I think one of the aspects of massage healing is not being explained here. I have 140 hours of massage experience, so I have a lot of technique about it.
But
I would like you to relate that in the massage healing experience, I know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the other one. I'm talking about the massage healing experience. The very important thing that the masseuse, listen to me, is trying to ease down tension and improve the circulation in all the cells and all the capillaries. And at the same time, it's a personal, private, intimate, touching experience. The woman is still touching you. She has the freedom to touch you in a sweet way to improve your healing process. I think if we neglect the healing part of massage, you are making a disservice to medicine, because it was to me one of the most valuable tools of psychological, emotional, physiological relationships. I think we should not overlook this. It's a very important part of establishing new relationships and getting in contact with the cosmic forces of life and love.
What is the history of massage in India?
Very old. First creation was in India, first creation, and creation cannot come without mutual massage. That's the whole thing. Massage, mutual massage, then creation. In India is the first country to have creation, they claim. So the oldest history, massage is as old. See the picture of Lord Vishnu, he is sleeping on serpent and Lady Mahalakshmi giving him massage. See the picture? Lord Vishnu sleeping on serpent, a lady sitting at the feet giving massage. Every guru has massage, disciples giving massage. That type of, as our friend told, and friend came many times in my place, and you has experience, many my students gave him massage, very healing. As I told you, massage is what you want to have. So you are talking true massage. You are not talking other, and it is. By massage, like a motor car, you put everything in order, it runs properly. So energy of the person and rechannelize magnetic current of your body, and you become normal to, it is called restoring, rehabilitation. It put body out of order into order. It means it surrender a body into the hand of nature. Then nature automatically begin to work. So you have given very correct statement. But that statement is applicable to that massage, which is true massage. If somebody is massaging for taking your money out of pocket, they are not interested in your style. Yes.
Not to get stuck on massage, maybe some other questions are still pondering here.
Dr. Mishra, how do you feel about establishing a connection, a direct connection with the Guru in order to develop cities?
To develop?
Yes, your own city.
What do you think, little bit? What do you think?
I have found it very useful, and I'd like to hear any comments.
There cannot be, first 1 week there is a guru and disciple. And after 1 week, disciple becomes guru and guru becomes disciple. It is only 1 week last. After 1 week, guru becomes disciple, disciple become guru, disciple want guru, you should move this way, not that way. So there is no guru-disciple relation. Disciple is only he who has guru within himself. He who has not discovered his own guru inside, searching guru outside, he is under hallucination, and there will be no relation. He who is discovering guru inside, and he who know how to contact his guru inside, he will have outside guru, and he will begin to have right away siddhi. So he who want to have established guru outside must search his guru inside first. Not best time to search guru outside. Outside, whatever guru he will get, this will be hallucinatory experience and siddhi, not real siddhi. This is my experience. My disciple becomes my guru after 1 week, and they tell me where to sit and where not to sit. Yes.
Well, the amazing thing to me has been that this thing's been going on without anybody naming it, without anybody having a language for it. See, that's what makes me get interested in this whole thing, that, see, in one sense, we can't resist the cities. They're happening to us. They will happen to us. And Dr. Misher said that, wherever there's achievement, there's danger. I don't think there's any choice that we have on that. I think all our lives are touched with that dilemma to some extent, but that it's going on in a very intense way in the sports world. So it's not that the thing has suddenly appeared. I think it was suddenly by naming it that somehow that it gives more space for it to allow to happen. And then eventually, it's what I think what should happen would be that these things we could relate to them more wisely. It's Freud's little analogy that in relation to the id, the ego is riding the id like a horse. It's the famous analogy that the rider never knows whether the horse is carrying him or whether he's guiding or whether he's guiding the horse. Remember Freud's analogy, and that in severe neurosis the horse is running away with you. That with a good psychoanalysis you get to be you take charge of the horse. And the whole program of making the unconscious conscious is part of that. And I think that this is the same kind of thing we can see in sports. That all right, these things happen to people when they, for example, when they become committed distance runners. But they can get in trouble with these kinds of energies if they trigger a process, you see, that they can't handle. The horse then rides away with them. So it would seem to me that the process of naming this and understanding it does not change the nature of the city. They're happening all the time, but it's to make the rider wiser, you see. So I think that like my book and Tim Galway's book and Mike Stino's book, who's sitting in Mike Stino here, I've got into running with, that what we're trying to do is to, you see what I'm saying? So it's not to try, I don't see this as a project to try to achieve cities, but it's to come into right relationship to them. That we don't have any choice in that. That the cities are with us, you see. And
if you approach this book on the same subject as he is running, yes, I think we might like to
have him stand up and speak.
Yes.
The appropriate time.
Yeah, could you tell us something about your theory?
Well, I ran a race